I don't even know what we're doing now. We're just still
Oh,
talking.
we're still talking?
We're still
We're still
talking.
talking. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't turned it off yet.
No, we're still going.
Because I know you have excellent.
I can edit
skills.
that out. Well, here, let's pretend like that didn't happen. So let's go. Pick it back up again.
2, 1. Jeremy!
What up? What up? What up? How's it going?
I think the fact that we came to St. Thomas today was a good call.
Right? Yeah, I don't know how we did it. That was pretty quick.
It's like the fact that we got everybody to sign off on us coming down here.
Yeah.
The budget for this show is getting off the hook.
Oh my god, I know. The producers said we could do it. Our director was like, "Yep, I'm on board."
I know. I'm pretty excited. We actually are coming live today. We decided to do something different with the good weather here in beautiful.
Tacoma, Washington.
Thank you. Forgot where we were.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say the city of destiny. I was gonna say Grit City. It's like it's got so many nicknames you just don't know. But we are coming to you live from Commencement Bay today.
Yeah. Check out this beautiful view we have. This is our office for today, so it's been pretty awesome.
It's not bad. You've got Mount Rainier. You've got Tacoma. You've got Browns Point.
Houses, trees,
Vashon Island.
all of it.
It's all right here, and lots of water.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do this, but before we go, let's get going here.
Yeah. So what do you got in here? This looks
So-
like a growler. Is that what this is?
Okay, so today I had the
Beer?
idea of, more of a tropical style
Ooh.
martini.
Wait, hold on. Did you have a recipe?
No.
Oh, okay.
And so I was going to go to the store to buy the ingredients, and then I came up with a better idea.
All right. What?
I have been to the Rock the Dock
What is
bar
that? What's that?
on beautiful Thea Foss
Oh my gosh. Okay.
many times. We used to
Yeah.
have our office there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know some people there. So I thought, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down there and have them make me a martini.
Oh.
It's tropical style. And so I want to give a huge shout out to Lisa, who hooked us up today. I've got actually the martini in our Rock the Dock
Wow.
growler, which you can also buy at Rock the Dock. And so just again, Rock the Dock. If you're on your boat,
Yeah.
stop in,
Yeah. Why not?
see them, go check them
They'll
out.
make you a growler to go.
I don't know if you'll get the growler of martini. So here we go. This is called the Tipsy Mermaid.
Oh.
So get your cup ready here. This is a two-part deal here.
Okay.
And so we are gonna pour some of this in here.
So far, it looks good.
Okay, and then some of this.
So far, it looks good.
And now we'll add the.
Make sure that doesn't spill this time.
I don't know if this is the mermaid or the tipsy part, but we're gonna add this.
That looks like a mermaid. I'm gonna go with mermaid. Whoa.
And we are now literally in the Caribbean. Am I right?
Let's just turn this off and just relax at this point.
Yeah.
Just soak this all in.
Okay, that's right.
All right, let's go.
Tipsy Mermaid from Rock the Dock.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Looks wise, I think it looks amazing. That's really good.
I mean, there's a difference between us making these
and
getting them
bartender.
legitimately from like a bar.
Wow, this is. I mean, can we even rate this thing? Because it's like
I don't think it's fair.
it's not fair.
I mean, because it blows anything we've made out of the water.
100%. I mean, just a cocktail in general, I'd give that a 9. It's really good.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a fine cocktail on a sunny day, visit Lisa at Rock the Dock Pub and ask for a Tipsy Mermaid.
Look no further.
Do you think is that enough?
I think that's good. I think that's
I
enough plug.
plugged in
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. I think
Okay,
that's
good.
a good one. Okay.
But I do appreciate it. Let's move on.
Yep. Let's talk about what happened. So this week we had some cool stuff happening. More people are coming out.
Yeah.
We had a client, a buyer, go pending inspection, which is cool.
What? That's cool.
So-
When people are out buying, I mean, I think we're seeing. We went out on Tuesday this week to the brokers tour here in Tacoma.
Yep.
And I was amazed at the number of brokers out there, and even buyers are out there.
Yeah.
One of the places we went to, it's interesting. My partner has a buyer who had been there before us.
Oh, really?
So buyers are looking at brokers opens too, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah.
people are out there. As we keep talking about, it's just inventory's tight.
Yeah.
But
the market's a little wavy.
It feels. I think that was a great time for that.
That was like a perfect moment for that.
Yeah.
But no, so we had that. We had they wanted her contract. He had competition and won, which is awesome.
Yep.
But I think that kind of leads us into the process because I think we forget a lot of times is what goes on in the whole thing. And for someone like him, he's a first time buyer, VA too, which is cool. Thank you, veterans. That's really awesome. We have that program, and I think it's good to kind of talk about what it goes. Not going too much into details, but kind of starting off with, obviously they talk to us. We get the home search set up. They go to you to get the approval, and then we find a house, we win a contract. Then what? Where does it go from there on your side?
Yeah, no, I think it can start either way.
Yeah.
Right? It can start with us if somebody just decides to get pre-approved, or it can start with you. And I mean, there's so many different ways it can go. But once we get past that,
yep.
Right? I mean, the offer, which for you right now, I mean, it's are you still seeing review dates? Are we still seeing a lot of that?
Yeah, so actually the house that he wanted, that had a review date, but this one just came back on the market. And so he's like, oh my gosh, I actually like this home better. This is what I wanted to have, but it already went pending. So it's perfect timing. So for this one, he got to, he beat the competition out because we quickly, we toured, I think 30 minutes after it got relisted.
So, okay, let me just ask you. I'm going to go off topic here for a minute.
Oh, that's
which is
that's
super
typical.
Weird. But, so when you're listing, are you a fan of doing the review dates? Do you do it sometimes? Does it depend on the property? I mean, how do you decide if you want to do that or not?
I mean, I love doing review dates. I think for me, it's nice to have a timeline, a deadline. It gives you that option of if you get an early offer, and let's say it's not that great, you're able to say, hey, lean more on the review date. But if you get a great offer, then you can accept it early.
So you can go ahead and accept it, even with a review date.
Totally can.
Okay.
Yep. So
does every agent do that, or is it kind of?
It's kind of case by case. It all depends on how you want to go about it.
Yeah.
So all agents are different. That's me. That's my preference. If I have a buyer who wants to spin an offer early, it has to be a strong offer.
Yeah.
But it's case by case. But going back to the process side.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So they get their offer accepted, right?
Okay.
Then what? So I send you the contract, correct?
Yeah.
And then from there you.
Yeah. Once we have the contract, I mean, at that point we've already, we're talking about somebody we already have pre-approved.
Yep.
Excuse me. So we have gotten the majority of their documentation already. But at that point, that's when we have to really start getting into the nitty gritty of, okay, what do we got now?
Yeah.
So we're going to take it, we're going to update it with the address. We're going to go through now, we're going to put in everything accurate with the accurate taxes, all
just kind of fine tune it.
Yeah, we are going to fine tune it. Once it gets fine tuned, it heads to processing.
Yep.
Processing is going to take a quick look at it, make sure everything's kind of dot the I's, cross the T's.
Good.
We're going to make sure the processor processes it.
Boom.
Yeah,
that was kind of bad.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then once that happens, it goes to underwriting.
Okay.
The underwriting, it's funny right now, is very quick, very swift.
That's awesome.
So we'll probably, hear back on that one. That one into underwriting yesterday afternoon. So we should hear back on that one today.
Sweet.
So then it gets underwritten.
Yep.
This is where you may have a couple other things we need. Maybe it's just a letter of explanation on something that they see or this or that. Once we get that, we'll talk to the buyer and say, hey, here's the last couple things we need.
Yep.
At that point too, we're going to order the appraisal, and then we're waiting.
So pretty much, I mean, I think what we're saying is it's pretty easy at this point
really
the
easy.
buyer.
It's really
they're not really doing much at this point. They're just giving normal docs.
Yeah.
They're basically kind of on the sidelines waiting for us to do this part, and then we can close it pretty quick. I mean, this one.
Yeah. So while I'm doing that, what are you doing?
Well, what I'm doing, I mean, for this one, we had an inspection. So we had our inspection yesterday. So that's where we go and look and make sure everything is sound in the home to the buyer's liking. And then from there, if it's good, we give our response to them. For this one, it is good, so we're moving forward. And then
what if it isn't good? What if there's things that are bigger ticket items to fix or whatever? Then I mean, what are your options?
I think it's up to the buyer. So if it's something crazy where it's not going to pass appraisal, then that's where we do need to back out, right? I mean, unless we really want to go to the seller and say, hey, will you fix these huge items? But more than likely, they're not, because that's I mean, they might. You never know.
Yeah.
But if it's that big to where it's not going to pass an appraisal, that's usually kind of a scary sign.
Yeah.
That's where I'd most likely to advise the buyer, let's just move to something else. But if it's something small like this one, it was a fireplace that was unplugged, so he wants to make sure it works. Minimal stuff. If it's things like that, so we're going to ask for those little things.
Well, and I think that one of the things that a lot of people need to understand too is inspectors are paid to tell you everything that's possibly wrong.
Yes.
And that includes things as simple as the
the
carbon monoxide detector was sitting on the floor.
Yep.
Pick it up and plug it in.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they'll note that, but they won't plug it in.
No.
They'll just tell you in the report that needs to happen.
Yep.
So it's everything. Now, so what are the things? You say big things. So is it like this needs a new roof?
Yes, that's a big one. That is a problem, because if there's less than 5 years on it, then I'm pretty sure lending won't.
So let's say the roof's $25,000. Are you and the buyer still loves the house?
Yep.
I mean, then what are you doing?
That's a case by case. So I mean, if it's that, most likely the seller's going to know that. So that's where we'd go and ask the seller to try to correct that and either do a credit or replace the roof. I am a little different. I like to try to get a credit because I think that if you have a seller go do it, they might just go do it cheap to get it done to pass. Whereas if you get a credit, then you can go get something to your liking. So maybe instead of a 20, 30-year roof, you'd rather do a 50-year roof, Yeah,
so the things that are probably bigger would be roof,
furnace, AC, siding. Carpets, meh. Yeah. You mean you kind of know walking in there what the carpet's going to be like, and what you...
Yeah, and the seller knows, like, hey, that carpet, we understand the carpet's we have 7 dogs.
And cats piss all over it.
Yeah.
And we smell that when we go inside. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of it, but I think that kind of is a touch base. So then we do that, and then we go to closing, right?
Yeah, well, then basically we're waiting, and a lot of cases we are waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to get the title report.
Mm-hmm.
But once we have the title, we get the appraisal back, everything's kind of buttoned up, we're ready to go. And right now, that's taking...
pretty quick.
Geez, start to finish, probably 10 days.
Yeah.
So, in this case, which I really appreciate, you asked me ahead of time, like, what should I do for a close date? I said, how about if we go 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Which, it's funny, like, in a busy time, 3 weeks is like, we are really... It's like, oh my God, can we do this?
Yeah.
In this case, it was like 3 weeks, and most likely we'll close early.
Yeah.
I think, I told you yesterday that there's a good chance on this one that we may be ready to go by next week, and we may close by the end of the month. So
that's sweet. He was stoked about that too. So
good, you talked to him about that.
Yeah. So we'll talk later about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
So. But no, I think it's good, like having that relationship, and that's where you and I we talk because I don't want to go through a 10-day on there and then we have to extend, or we do a 40-day and then we go sooner. So I think it's just kind of good to touch base. But I think that's a kind of good one about processes. We'll see. If you guys have questions more about it and you want us to go more in depth, we definitely can.
Yeah, one of the things I will throw out there too that I think people get confused by sometimes, especially if they're a first-time home buyer, is they think that the closing date is also the date that they sign. And that's not the case. I mean, not generally, if we are in a major bind, that can happen, and it can sign, fund, and close all on the same day, record on the same day. Nobody likes that, including us, including escrow, including you. Nobody likes that. So, generally what happens in a perfect world, the documents are at escrow 2 to 3 days ahead of the actual close date. Then they go in, they sign, everything gets sent back, and it's a very stress-free close.
Yeah.
That's what everybody likes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was pretty good. I just want to end it on one thing, a little surprise. Why don't clams give to charity? Because they're shellfish. No, that wasn't a good one. Oh man. Okay.
What did Snoop Dogg need to get an umbrella?
What?
Faux drizzle.
Oh my God, that was so bad.
That's so good.
Was that a water one?
That's so good.
Are you just looking at random
faux drizzle? I like that one. Okay.
Are you just looking at random jokes?
No, they're water.
These are water jokes? You get when you mix holy water with laxatives.
I don't know.
A religious movement. That actually was not that bad a one.
Okay, you got me on that one. The weatherman said it might get a bit drizzly outside. You can expect a Lil Wayne.
Oh my God.
No?
That's pretty good.
Why do sharks only swim in salt water?
Why?
Because Pepper always makes them sneeze.
That was actually pretty good.
Okay, one more for you.
I can't find another good one. Now it's all about like holy water. Like, I don't want to keep going, or else we're gonna get stuck out here.
That's a bad one.
I think I'm just gonna leave it right there. I think that's my.
Okay, well, let's just end it there. And we came off the rails a little bit this week.
We did. Oh, cheers.
Cheers. See you next week.